It's recording.
Oh, good.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yay.
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Kammie Listenby interviewing Cynamon Quinton Heidi. She is an amazing, dynamic woman. I'm so excited for today's interview. We have had so much technical difficulty, like an hour and a half worth. So
We're on it, though, huh? We're not letting this go.
We are proactive. So please let me introduce a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Cynamon Quinton Heidi, and she is the district manager and independent consultant for Arbonne. And I will send a link to any platform that you're watching or listening to this on so that you can find out more information. I first met Cynamon over 10 years ago, or about 10 years ago, maybe.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was first starting my organizing business, and she introduced me to the world of scientific-based nutrition. And so she is the expert to talk to when it comes to all things living a more holistic approach when it comes to wellness and decluttering your diet. So welcome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. What a fun way to connect. And yeah, we go back a long time, huh?
I know the girls are all grown and so much is
girls running around here, and it was when they were in infant stage, and I know you did some diapers for me and we did some blowouts because we had to be somewhere, and oh my gosh. We have been through it, and you've helped me so much. So this is fun because organization for me has Kammie Listenby right here, often talking to me.
So what are some things that have always stuck with you?
From what you taught me, I always say I didn't get the gene, right? The type A or the anything from my mom, who's a very organized person. So yeah, when you came in my life, it was a necessity. I was a young mom. We were running a business with my husband, and I was trying to open my own. And I just needed that clarity, and you gave it to me. You helped me focus. We came in my house, and it stuck with me that you really made me take all the papers. Remember that? The papers from any room had to come in one pile. And I still use that on about a weekly basis here. All the papers, whether it's out of my purse or off the kitchen counter or where they should be on the desk, or maybe my kids' backpacks, paper comes out and it goes in one pile. And you make me, like I said, you're still here saying, one item at a time, and give it only a few seconds. If it's going to take longer and it needs really a project time, I will make a folder for it. But if it's a quick email or a phone call, you made me do it right then. And go through that pile, zoom, and something sticking out from the bottom that I want to get to. Nope, you're like, go in order, get down the pile. Don't make a maybe pile. I remember you saying, just get through this pile and you're going to feel amazing. And then I always do. I always feel better having get through the pile. And it helps you prioritize. I realized what I was collecting on different countertops, that this pile that becomes really quick to go through. Well, this all of a sudden isn't a priority, right? An RSVP for a party, that is a priority. So there it is, it showed up and things. So that sticks with me big time. I still do that.
I love that. I still, that's exactly how I was just working the other day, and I took her whole house and went, just one.
Yeah.
Because when it's in one and not scattered, you can kind of go through it easier. Hold on to that thought 1 second, because my grandma, my heart, she's waiting for me. So I'm going to bring her on, and she doesn't even know.
Oh, I love it. We love Grandma.
Grandma, hey, come in real quick. Sorry. Cynamon and I have been working so hard to try to get this to work here. Our computers weren't working, so just finishing up here. But here, you can come sit right here. Bring this over.
Oh, I love it.
Hi there. Who's in here?
Hi. Oh, what a treat to see you again. Hi.
Nice to see you.
About a year ago, I came and saw you in person.
Uh-huh. Yep. So this is where it all started. So when I first started my home organizing business, the first person that came to my mind was my grandmother. I was watching the Oprah Winfrey show, and at that time, Peter Walsh had a show called Clean Sweep. And he would go in and just change people's lives. And that's when my light bulb moment went on, because we always had a room in our house that we called the closed door room, which for us was the laundry room. Like, we don't go back there. We don't talk about it.
We don't go there unless we have to.
We just don't go there. And so that's where we started. And that was a big project for us for the first thing. And
I think that was the second thing. We did my closets upstairs first.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. My master closet still has the Kammie touch on it. I've changed houses, but I brought everything that she taught me, and it's in there.
So Cynamon, talk to me a little bit. I know that your expertise and your focus really is on nutrition and getting your wellness organized from a nutrition standpoint. So can you talk to a little bit about, give us some tips on how we can cut the clutter from our diet?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Nutrition's got a lot of organization to it, right? So again, friends of mine would say, it's hard to believe that Cynamon's a nutritionist or a dietitian, but I think from the science of how food works in our body, so organized, our body's naturally organized, to the meal planning and the prep that you need to make sure your week is going to have full nutrition rainbow, I call it, that you ate red vegetable, green vegetable, orange throughout the week, hopefully. About 5 to 7 days, you hopefully hit on every color for the vegetable. And that takes organization, right? It takes a little format of going to the store and what you're getting and what you're making and what you're skipping. And so organization's a huge part of it.
Most of my meals are by myself, and I don't do all that.
It's harder to do that. Yeah. I would say that family makes me for sure push myself to plan better. And
you list making as well. You have your list
making.
Like going to the grocery store. So for me, and I know a lot of people that are living on their own or single or whatnot, my grandma's really good at this. I am terrified of the grocery store. Yeah. It is one place that gives me the most anxiety. I don't know where anything's at. There's too many choices. I have such a hard time. And
then she's got to read all the nutritional stuff.
It'll take me, so I always ask her, like, I know specific items, so I'll ask her if my 81-year-old grandmother still does my grocery stuff. Or Amazon, which is great, but it really starts there with organizing your thoughts, preparation, and meal planning.
It does.
Incorporating a lot of colors, what you're saying, into your diet.
Yeah. I feel like if someone's not the type, because again, I'm not the organized type, so there's several weeks that go by where I maybe didn't plan it out, and then I'm going to rely on what I had on hand. And staples to have on hand that I think about are, again, it's okay to eat canned food, right? We're not going to shorten our life, I don't think, by eating canned food. I do prefer and tell people to eat fresh and even organic if you can afford it, but food is still food. And so if we have and think about having things on hand, I feel like you even give yourself a step ahead from being hungry and stressed or whatever your emotion is at the time that we deal with food with, and stopping at a drive-through. So being prepared, even in the sense of, I've got something at home, and you're gonna eat healthier, I think. When we do stop and go into that, again, part of our scheduling or lack of scheduling, however organized we are on that particular day, stopping, your decision where to stop is another, just in your favor. You make it in your favor, and it didn't matter. You didn't have to be organized to change your decision between, call out the fast food versus a healthier version of deli salad or sandwich. So there's the lack of organization, but still it's your decision-making process was there in focus, right?
Yep, that's something that we're going to practice right now because we had a lunch date for Applebee's. We have or we do go to Ivers. That's kind of our spot in Kent, but
you haven't been there a long time.
tell on me. I usually will try to pick
though, right?
the healthiest options. Like we always try to get a salad or something like that when we go to Applebee's, and making those conscious choices and really organizing thoughts. I love how you said keeping things on hand, because I'm such a snacker. And so for people that have a hard time kind of prepping and going through those steps and they can't commit to that yet, just having quick things on hand that are quick snack, healthy items is wonderful.
For sure. Right. And then what about we never either starting a project or starting a plan, we don't call it a diet. We give ourselves, focus on a lifestyle approach, but we first have to start with forgiving ourselves for not doing what we thought was amazing or better to begin with, right? So I start a lot of people with just forgive yourself, give some kick out the door to old habits and even to old feelings about what you were gonna do or should have done, or what you felt bad about for not doing yet. Just dump it all, and just like you do for purging my desk, it goes all in one pile. It's just neat to look at, and you got to do that with your emotion for eating, I think, is forgive yourself and start fresh, even daily. If you start a plan, say we do a 10-day kind of jumpstart your metabolism, and want to focus on eliminating a couple of foods that are inflammatory. I do that a lot, either a 10 or 30-day program. Someone can start it and be all jazzed, and by day 5 or 6 is kind of going into the goodie cupboard and having the cravings and feeling like they wrecked the whole thing. And I say, no, you start again right then. You restart, you forgive yourself for that, because you still did a lot to get to day 5 and supposedly mess up.
Yeah.
So just forgiving yourself and moving through is such a big part, I think, of nutrition.
Did you have anything to say about that?
No.
But that is so true. And with organizing any part of your life, and especially your diet, I myself am such an emotional eater. That is the first thing I go to. But just recognizing it and allowing myself to, forgiveness is a huge part of it, because you feel so guilty, and it's like every day is a new day to start anew.
Yeah.
And really, really, I love and appreciate that. So, Cynamon, for people that are watching or listening to this interview, wherever they may be, what is your single most best tip for them on how they can cut the clutter from their life and how to get more by living with less? And it can be nutritionally, as you're so dynamic and you do so many different things. So what tip would you give to people who want to cut the clutter from their life?
I would say listen to your kitty.
I know. He's like, let me out the window.
And he's gone too. Gone.
Clutter, I think of how sentimental we are, or I am, as a person. So when my husband gets in the groove to declutter some areas in the house, or you've taught me in the past, I get really sentimental, and I think I get defensive, like, nope, that's staying. That was my grandma's, and this is something that April made at school. It's staying. And I get kind of defensive, and we do that with changes for a healthier diet too. Nope, I gotta have my ribs on Friday night with the guys, or whatever is gotta stay there. I say it's okay to have sentimentality, sentimental emotion attached. You will both, what I gain from it is, like I said, is something on my desk that's from Nana that passed recently, or from my grandma. It will give me something. I make sure it gives me something, so I pass by it in the room and I'm okay with it. I love it, right? With the food, does it really, if there's something that really is not a healthy food, but it's in your diet, is it really giving you something? Ask yourself, is that emotion enough that it could keep you from losing the weight that you're trying to get off, or keep you from balancing your blood sugars? Is it worth that? Because that to me is a decision process where, yeah, I could seasonally change out some of this stuff from my grandma and it would be less cluttered in here. So I've started to do that. Like the fall stuff can come out and it doesn't have to compete with the spring little chicks and stuff that are, so that declutters my house. And I'm still having Nana in our life. Food, it can be, there's a time for it. Make special occasions still be with traditional food, right? That brings us close to the sentimental part that I'm talking about. But choose, really define your decision is, well, is it going to keep me though from a really great goal, my blood sugar goal, my weight goal, that I know is going to empower me and give me energy and give me the courage to speak openly, change jobs, ask for a raise, whatever that goal of the health goal is for. What's the obstacle? So if there's sentimental that's in the way of an obstacle, does that make sense?
I love that. Nobody has touched on that point, and it's so true. Like, and I do this with everything I touch every single day. So like this morning when I got dressed, I'm putting things on. It's clutter because my end goal is comfort.
Right.
So yeah. Things on that aren't comfortable, I need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And so if you just approach everything in life with your end goal, it actually makes your choices a lot easier. And I love how you said, if you do stumble, because we're imperfect beings, that forgiveness is the huge key. And that's such a beautiful takeaway.
So true. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Cynamon. I miss you. And thank you, my special guest, Ida.
So fun to see Grandma.
Oh, wow. My heart, my love. How fun. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been a really fun interview that almost didn't happen. So beautiful things happen when you don't plan, but you persevere anyway. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
I love you. Bye, Kammie.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.